In Chapter 2, we're going to cover how we can increase our workflow both internally and with our customers. Some of these items include making our work visible, limiting our work in process, reducing batch sizes, reducing the number of handoffs, continually identifying and evaluating our constraints, and eliminating hardships and waste in the value stream. Improving the flow throughout the technology process is essential to achieving better outcomes. This is a continuous process that will continue to be refined over time.
We need to make the work visible. If the work is not visible, how are we to know what needs to be completed, or what needs to be prioritized or tested? If we make the work visible by using either an influence chart, a Kanban board, or a decision tree, we can show what needs to be done in order to complete the project. Now, when a ticket comes in, it needs to be prioritized. When that item is prioritized, a team could take it and complete it. If there is no prioritization or no way that we can even see what work needs to be completed, there will be hundreds upon hundreds of hours wasted in trying to complete stuff for the project. That puts us over to limit the work in process. If we have a huge amount of things that need to get completed, we should not be focusing on completing them all at once. If we do that, it'll bottleneck our project. Limiting the work in process can also help other teams complete their work. And when they're done with their work and a ticket is pending for another team, they could help that team complete it. It is very important that we eliminate the work in process to totally eliminate the backflow of work for one specific team. We also must reduce the batch size. If we focus on too many things or too large of a batch size, we will slow the flow down. It is very imperative that we reduce this batch size and focus on one specific thing before moving on to the next step. In technology streams, a large change in process can create more work. Smaller changes are more beneficial and allow for corrections in work.
Reducing the number of handoffs. As we move the code throughout the production process, it will involve multiple departments and a variety of tasks, from functionality testing to additional integration testing, environment creations, server administrations, storing all the documents and files, networking, all the networking tasks, and information security. And each time we pass work from one group to another, we need to pass on that communication as well, so we don't lose that existing knowledge. So things such as specifying requirements, coordinating with other people, scheduling testing, verifying data, all needs to be done by a ticketing system, emails, phone calls, meetings. And with each work transfer, we know we're going to lose some knowledge. So the problem being solved, what the end goal was, any of those things have a potential to be lost. So in order to eliminate some of the loss, we just need to reduce the number of handoffs that we have throughout the whole process. Continually identifying and evaluating our constraints. In order to reduce the lead time throughout the whole process, we have to identify our constraints and know how we can improve in those areas. So Dr. Goldratt defined this as 5 focusing steps. They are identifying our constraints, deciding how we're going to use those system constraints. We're going to subordinate everything to the above decisions and evaluate how those items work. So as we go through and we try to improve each of these areas, we're going to come to a point where we may actually break something, and we have to see if what we broke in that process doesn't cause more system constraints in the end, as that might cause us more work. So as we work through that workflow, we actually have to see if our improved items help our workflow work better. So we have to go through our test environments, our approvals, our coding, our meetings, and continuously work on improving those areas as well, so that we are actually improving the entire cycle, not just one portion of it.
Okay, guys, I'm here to talk about eliminate hardships and waste in the value stream. So really, kind of this image on the left says it all, that the most fundamental goal of DevOps is to remove waste, to plan ahead so that you can just kind of go from point A to B as efficiently as possible. And there is this guy, Shigeo Shingo. Sorry, I think I butchered it, but he said that there are 7 types of waste in manufacturing. inventory overproduction, extra processing, transportation, waiting, motion, and defects. And although that doesn't specifically apply to software, the principles do, and there is an application. Let's see. I guess the benefits of eliminating waste is that the work is done faster, less work is done overall, it's more efficient, and money is saved, so that's good for the organization. Okay, so the specific applications to software in the wastes is in extra features that are not needed by the customer, task switching, so employees doing too many different things at the same time, so they lose focus, causing additional work. Waiting, which is waiting on others to finish their work before you can start the next step. Motion, moving from one work center to another. Partially done work, extra processes, defects, non-standard or manual work, and heroics. I didn't go over the other ones so much, but heroics I think is important. It includes, working overtime, late hours, doing too much for the project. Could definitely be a hindrance. In conclusion, when you follow these principles, programmers and engineers can more easily work together, and companies may have less resources and money to spend to complete the product.
In conclusion, when following these principles, programmers and operation engineers may work easily and more faster together. It is very vital that we complete this project and that we do it so efficiently. It is very important that we also do not lose the amount of detail and quality in the project. By following this diagram and by following this process, we will increase output without losing quality, and everything should work effortlessly. Teams should be able to complete their projects on time and be able to go out and do more than what they are expected. This was our project, Chapter 2.